Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time, 8 o'clock Central, to talk strategies, tips, share success stories. But ultimately, we're here to support each of you. So today we're going to talk briefly, and I do have to cut this short. We're working on a big casino project in Las Vegas. It'll be our largest funding project to date. It's for $150 million, crazy big deal. So I do have to cut this short to get over to tend to that here in a minute. But what we're going to talk about before, what we're going to talk about now are leads. And so there are different lead sources, and we have no financial affiliation with any of them. But some of our partners are using this group called Synergy Direct Solution. So I thought I would bring your attention to them if you have not considered buying leads. Now, why would you want to buy leads? Let's work backwards. If your goal is to make money, then you need conversions. You need closed deals. Well, what would you need to close a deal? You would need some sort of proposition that is profitable to you, like the SBA Express or the Guaranteed Financing Program, whichever of the campaigns you want. And you're going to need a lead. So then the question becomes, where do you get leads from? All different places. You can develop referral relationships where CPAs and bookkeepers and bankers are referring to you, pastors at churches. That's fine. You can post on Craigslist or social media and generate, in other words, market, advertise to get leads to come into you. But what some of you are doing is just simply saying, you know what? I'm just going to buy leads. I can buy them for next to nothing. And we already have then a group of people that's looking for the solution to the problem that you can help them with. So again, I have no financial interest in Synergy. I've seen it work, right? A couple of you are using this already and averaging 10 to 20 referrals a day. So, I mean, it's not crazy successful, but if you had 10 to 20 leads being fed into you every day, would that be helpful? Probably so. So you can go to Synergy Direct Solutions, and we'll kind of go through their website. Again, we don't have any affiliation with them, but we've seen it work. So they have different types of leads. They have merchant cash advance leads. Now, what you and I do really is not built around merchant cash advances, but it's an alternative. So from that perspective, you could offer people that are looking for MCAs an alternative. And then let's look at the business loan leads. Now, like most of these leads companies, they have a few different types of business loan leads that you can get. So let's click on these. And so here, well, that didn't give us much new information. Live transfer leads are very expensive. And so those, you'd have to be ready for the phone call. I think few of you will probably be set up to handle live transfer leads, but that is an option. Very expensive though. But alternatively, they can set appointments for you, which is not bad. And that's a little bit cheaper, but still a little bit pricey. But what you can do is drive down, and they can actually provide you a virtual agent. This is what we've seen several of you do. So for $9 an hour, when I first heard that, I thought, oh, it's $90 an hour. That's pretty pricey, but it's $9 an hour, and they will work their databases and drive you clients. And so that is what we have a firsthand testimony of seeing. But they have other services. And again, we have no involvement with this. We can't mark it up, mark it down. We don't get any kickback. But I would encourage you, if your lead flow, if you're not making the money that you want to be making through our program, then we need to stop and say, okay, is it your conversion percentage, or is it your lead flow? Is it your sales funnel? I think for many people, it's a sales funnel issue. So on business loan qualifications, ask what do they look for? They're looking for certain FICO scores, certain time in business, certain revenue. And so this isn't the minimum set. This isn't really a higher threshold. What you and I know is we can get funding for startup businesses. Well, they're dealing with those that are in business 6 months or more. Obviously, if you and I can help startup businesses, then there's no minimum revenue required. They are filtering on certain revenue. But the bottom line is, if as we wrap up August and get ready to go into September, we want to make sure that you have a really successful month. And the goal is to help at least 8 clients in the month of September. As a white label partner, you're getting paid $2,500 up front. So 2,500 times 8 is 20,000. You're getting paid the performance fee, whatever you're setting that on the back end. Let's just use round numbers and say it's a 10% performance fee on $100,000 capital raises. So that's 10,000 a pop. 10,000 times 8 is 80,000. Add that to the 2,500 times 8, and thus we have a roadmap for you to generate gross income, granted, of 100,000 in September. But if you don't have adequate lead flow, I don't think you're going to get there. Many different ways to get leads. You do not have to buy leads. We don't sell leads. We don't make any money from these. There's other ways that you can generate leads, like you can go to Data Axle and get access the database of newly formed LLC, C Corps, S Corps, for example. You can post on Craigslist. You can get referrals, as we've talked about. There's many different ways to get leads. But I did want to bring to your attention that there are companies that will sell you leads and or provide labor at a very reasonable price. And this is what we've seen most of you do that's using this group. So who has questions? We're going to have an abbreviated call today because I've got to go run and work on that big project. Who has any questions regarding the concept of buying leads? Samuel brings up a good point, and he's an advocate. I don't know if Samuel's using Synergy Direct or not, but he recognizes he's the CEO of his company. He's a white label partner. And at some point, you may want to outsource certain activities. You may outsource your bookkeeping to a bookkeeper or your accountant. You may outsource lead generation, for example, to Synergy Direct. And so it makes sense that you don't try to perform every service, every operation, every role within your business, because you may run out of time. And so here's where you can get leads. And I don't want to share any of the leads that we've received through our other white label partners, but I can tell you that the data set that we're getting is really good. It provides the name of the person, the email, it provides their phone number, how much their credit score, how much money they're bringing in, how much money they're looking for, what they want to use it for. It's a really thorough data set that you're getting from this model. All right, so who has questions, comments, concerns on the concept of buying leads? So are there other lead sources? Of course, this is just one. We've talked about others as well, but just bringing your attention to what others are doing that's working well. Who has questions on Synergy Direct or on the concept of buying leads? All right, so Timothy's asking, well, what do you do with leads? So as the leads come through to you from what we're seeing with Synergy Direct, they're doing a feed into the white label partner via email. So the white label partner is getting an email with the details of the lead. And so then you've got to decide what you want to do with that lead. Do you want to just send them your agreement? Do you want to make a phone call out to them? Do you just want to send them an email? Do you want to text them? Some combination? That's up to you, right? You all are the closers. That's why you're white label partners. You all are business developers and closers. I'm just showing you that there's different ways to get leads that maybe you hadn't considered. But ultimately, we talked about on yesterday's training what the sequence is. So you need to get a client under contract. And so you probably would want to reach out to these leads and explain to them the value proposition and get them to sign up. But ultimately, what you do in those steps is up to you. But I can tell you, and Jeanette's asking what I would do. So let's say that Jeanette came through as a lead from Synergy Direct. And so I'd give Jeanette a call. Ring, ring. Jeanette answers. And I say, hey, Jeanette, my name's Thomas Montgomery, and I understand that you're currently looking for, and I'm going to be able to specifically repeat back to her what she stated. So let's say she's looking for 128,000, right? So I'm not making that up in this example. I'm making it up, but I'm saying that I know that that's what she's looking for because it came on the lead form. So I'd say, hey, Jeanette, it's my understanding that you're looking for 128,000 for working capital for your business. Is that correct? And what is she going to say? Well, yeah, because I'm able to reference specifically how much she's looking for because Synergy Direct just sent me the lead form. So now there's some momentum, right? Because she is looking for capital. I know exactly how much, and I know what she wants to use it for. So I said, well, Jeanette, great. Let me just briefly explain what we have going on and see if it might benefit you. We have received grant funding to be able to assist small businesses in accessing SBA loans, specifically SBA 7A Express loans. And so what we're going to do is we're going to help you put together the loan package that's needed, and then we'll help you get that funding. SBA 7A Express loans are outstanding. There's several benefits. Low payments because it's spread over 10 years. The interest rate's low because it's capped by the government. It's fairly easy to qualify for. Startups qualify. But the bottom line is what I can do is I can send over to you, Jeanette, momentarily an Adobe or DocuSign, however I send it, the participation agreement. And then if you'll just go ahead and complete that, we can get started. I will also text you, Jeanette, my contact information. So that way, if you have any questions, concerns, don't see the email, let me know. But if we get started today, we can move forward quickly. Normally, we need to get that loan package put together, Jeanette. That normally takes us about a week. And then we can get it submitted in. We're getting same day approvals from the bank, the SBA lender. And then it's taking just 10 days on average. Now it's 10 business days for funding. How does that sound, Jeanette? And that was kind of a run on role play, but it's up to you. Are you going to feed them into the SB Express? You got to feed them into the guaranteed financing. Again, that is up to you, but I'm just explaining that here's a source of leads that you might want to use. And the data set that is coming from Synergy Direct allows you to really, I mean, you're not a cold caller, right? You've got a lead that is a specific person with a specific company with specific needs. So you're able to explain to them how you can help solve their problem. All right, any other questions before we wrap up? If nothing else, I'd encourage you to go to synergydirectsolution.com, explore it. You can talk to them and see if you might be able to be of, if they might be able to be of assistance to you. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I don't really care. I do care about you being successful. I do care about you helping at least 8 clients every month. And I do care about you making at least 100,000 a month. This is just one available resource to possibly accomplish that. All right. And then Frankie's asking about yesterday's recording. So we have our YouTube channel. All of the YouTube trainings are on the YouTube channel. So if you're a white label partner, we've invited you to that YouTube channel. And so you can listen to yesterday's training and 2 days ago, and all the trainings are up on the YouTube channel. All right, so sorry to cut it short today. We're working on that big deal, big casino project, $150 million. Who knows if that'll come through or not, but I've got to go work on that. So we'll be back together tomorrow morning. In the meantime, just objectively look at your lead flow, look at your sales funnel. If you do not have enough leads to reach your goal in the month of September, now's the time to act. You may want to consider reaching out to synergydirectsolution.com or other lead sources and getting the leads so you have the closes, so you have the income to be successful. Sound good? See you all tomorrow. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.